Welcome to the Sold Too Early Sports Card Podcast, where all arguments are solved via Super Smash Brothers. That's Kai, I'm Maining Link, and today we are super excited to welcome Jay, Mojo Sports, to the podcast. Jay, how the hell you doing, man?
Doing great, man. I'm glad to be here.
Listen, I can definitely speak for myself. I'm sure Kai would agree. Thank you for making time. I know you're in a different time zone right now. You are in California at the moment, so happy these schedules worked out. How you been? What's up with you? What's going on in your life right now?
Dude, right now we are laying low, chilling in California for a month. No shows, no card shows this month. Gearing up for January and February shows.
Are you kind of upset that like there's not really much going on right now? Like, would you want to be traveling for shows if you could, or like, are you very content to like spend the holidays at home? Like, usually enjoy. Like, yeah,
usually during like Christmas time and stuff. Oh, thanks, Dad.
There you go.
What's the
move? Dude, you got the fucking VIP.
Hey, Dad, bring the meatloaf.
That's incredible.
I wish my fiance would bring me a drink or anything like that. No, door's still closed, unfortunately.
Let me ring the bell. Food next.
VIP experience in the card show world in real life.
I can't believe that just
happened.
What
an awesome thing.
So that's my dad. So back to the topic. So I was gonna say that, I guess, like, spend time with family and friends in between Northern California and Southern California, LA and Sacramento. Obviously my parents are here, and then just traveling back and forth. So family and friends time is December, and all my friends from college or from work or stuff come home, so we usually like do basketball and chill, and everybody goes out and has a good time.
Nice. Listen,
it's like the off season, man. This is the off season, is what I call it.
It really is, because I'm sure you're paying attention to car prices, if not every day, every couple days or so. Auction houses continue to run. I mean, they had to take a little break for Thanksgiving. What a shock. But there's so many auctions going on at this moment in time. And it feels like car prices continue to kind of dwindle and go lower and lower. Like, what do you think about this? Are you worried about it? Are you excited as a buyer? Does it make content more interesting for you? Like, what kind of goes through your mind as we kind of see the market inevitably go down as a lot of things happen, but not really outlets for people to buy as much or sell as much, I should say?
Yeah, I mean, so it's like it's a give and take, right? It's affordable now. It's getting more affordable to buy like actually what you want, and then it's getting more competitive to sell at shows. Obviously, you both set up, so so it's a little bit more competitive. You couldn't like double extra money as much, and you have to like form new strategies. But in terms of like the market adjusting, it's adjusting, which for me is a benefit because I can actually buy cards that I want. Like Tom Brady's pretty affordable now versus when he used to be really expensive. So you can get a lot of cool Brady cards, and I've always liked him. And then basketball is adjusting, and then football is just full of injuries. So it's just like kind of a mess right now.
Yeah.
And then baseball is always a good buy.
This has been such a bad football season, quote unquote, for like if you were buying the quarterbacks, because just thinking about it off the top of my head, a lot of the guys that people were really hyping up or were hoping would be like potential playoff contenders or Super Bowl chances, like Hurts has been great, Mahomes has been good,
Burrow.
Allen has been Burrow got hurt, obviously, which just sucks. Herbert's been fine, but like his team's letting him down. I love Josh Allen, but he's a turnover machine. This is such an interesting time because most of the people that you would have seen being sought after at the National, and you'd want to stack up on football either to sell or to hold into the season, kind of flamed out. And it's really such a hard time to figure out what to do in that football market. And even basketball wise, like it's okay. It's nothing's really like really moving the needle too much. Maybe Chet stuff at the moment because like he's been like the hot sexy pick. He has nice cards out because it's a year older and he's technically a rookie because he obviously didn't play last year. And this is a very strange time in the card world too, especially with no shows or no major shows going on for the next 6 weeks or so, give or take. So
the thing with too is the quarterback most people probably would want is Stroud, and he doesn't really have cards you can actively trade besides base and whatnot, so it makes it tough.
I know. And I was wrong because the Macau show is happening soon. Jay, I asked you this before off stream, but hey, are you attending the show?
Yeah, I can't make Macau, but I know it would have been a hell of an experience. I would have loved to bring like a translator, a camera guy, and like some other people to guide us through and like film like everything. But I want to do it in the future.
I really think that's what's going to happen, dude. If this show ends up being successful, which I imagine it's going to, whoever does attend, who does make content, is going to hype it up. It's going to be incredible. You're going to see cards there that you probably will never see again in person or have been very rarely seen online. I hope people who do go enjoy it. I hope that they take more of the experience than just the card show. Jay, I wish you were going. It's super sad. I really am a fan of your content as someone who has also had the pleasure of sitting up next to you in Dallas when you are filming or when you're not filming. You are such a pleasant person to be around when it comes to these show environments, because like, even if there was no camera crew in front of you, even if you were just like doing your own thing, you've always given people the time of day. You are super casual, super friendly. Like, everyone approaches you, and like, I always feel like you have like a nice conversation across the board. Like, how have you seen your card journey kind of change as you have shifted and kind of molded your journey into the content creation?
Yeah, I mean, I think the cool thing about our channel is like, and it's from the beginning, is like, it's just all been about community. I mean, even all of us, like, we all do the same thing. We sit up at shows, so we like have a good time, but there's always people who want to learn more about the space or learn how to join it. So I always try to make it attractive. I want it to be fun for people. And like, they always say like, how can we 10X and how can we improve the hobby? I think we should start with doubling the hobby, not 10Xing it. Because it's just like, it's got to be fun. And I know that there's ways to do it where you can, I've said it on the channel, you could be a collector, flipper, and investor. I mean, I do all three. I mean, I've lost money, made money. I've got like 10 5 rows of Sacramento Kings cards to my right that I enjoy looking at randomly. But then in terms of like interactions and stuff, like, I think it's cool that either way, if I'm on camera or off camera, like, at the end of the day, I'm just a collector, like the person that's coming up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not any different than you guys. Like, I still buy and speculate and like invest in like, all the good stuff.
You don't make like projection content though, right? You're just like, hey, this is what I'm doing. This is my life. And like, this is how I enjoy the card roll. You're not like super analytical. You're not putting graphs up. You're not like.
No, not really, man. Or not even at all. Like, it's not my thing. Like, I think other people can do a great job with that content. I just like, I'll buy somebody and then I'll either look. I mean, like, I bought Trey Lance and he broke his ankle a week later and I spent like $2,000 and made the video, and then we put it in black and white and I put sad music over it. But I didn't tell anybody go buy Trey Lance. I just said like, hey, I bought Trey Lance. I think he's going to be good. And then it happened and I was like, shoot, you know what I mean? So no, I don't really do like analytical stuff, but that's why like there's a lane for, I think this is the cool part. There's a lane for everybody in the hobby to like touch on different topics and like stuff. Like, you guys do the podcasts. I don't do podcasts, but I I don't host a podcast, but I think it's cool that you guys are hosting one.
Yeah.
And it's like not that serious. Like, that's what my band says, honestly. It says, don't take yourself too damn seriously. I've been like trying to live off this. Like, I feel like your podcast kind of like, I've been listening in, obviously,
thank you,
preparing for this.
If you take yourself 60% seriously when you're not negotiating deals, you will be 100% happier, because at least for me, and Kai, feel free to jump in here too, like, this is almost like a therapy session for me in a way, because like, it just lets me say whatever shit comes to mind and know that like, it really is taken like to heart when people really want to hear like what inspires them, motivates them, whatever. But I'm just a guy. I'm just here. There is no on or off switch to me. This is just how I'm feeling in the moment in time, and it makes me feel better about like, oh, this thing in cards is great. I want to express it. I'm happy to share it. Or, hey, fuck this. This annoyed me. I'm not happy about this. Like, let's talk about it. I have an avenue to express myself. And I, at least in the last year or so that we've done this, I've really seen my card journey experience grow and change, because people come up to me at shows now. At the Chicago Spectacular 2 or 3 weeks ago at this point, there was like not an old gentleman, like a father with his 2 sons who watches our podcast. I was like, oh, I recognize you. I know that voice. And like, he came up, we had a very nice conversation. I believe his name was Brian. So I hope he reached out after this and was like, hey man, like, thanks for the little shout out. I wish I knew his Instagram name, my bad. But like, it's really like that sticks with me more than any deal or any transaction or any real experience, because like it shows like, wow, my therapy session on like how I talk about things is positive and people enjoy that stuff.
I think what Jay was like, what he was saying, going back to his type of content about more like experiences, deals, vlog, day-to-day sort of thing. For me, as someone who like is into cards already and knows about it, not as beginnerish, like that's way more enjoyable to me than someone putting up graphs. Like I can check comps if I really want to. I can like look at graphs on my own, I get it. Nothing against those people, but for me personally, like that type of content's way more enjoyable. Like I can sit and eat my lunch and watch that and be like, oh, that's cool. I wish I was there,
Yeah, no, it's cool. And like I think too, like, I mean, okay, I'll ask you guys about the question. Like how long, just quick, like how long have you both been collecting? Well, how many years?
8 years.
Probably about 10.
That's what I'm saying. So 8 to 10 years. So I've been doing it since 2009. Like,
yeah.
We obviously have the experience of collecting during like before the boom. So it's like we're like, I feel like we're the type of people who won't panic when shit hits the fan or goes up and down because we've been through it. You know what I mean? It's like the hobby wasn't this big. Like it can't get any, like when I used to collect, you were made fun of for collecting sports cards. Like buying LeBron James cards. My friends used to be like, what are you doing? Like, why are you wasting your money? And then like when I would make videos of my mail days, like people wouldn't think it's cool. Versus now it's like cards is just so big. Like it can't get any worse than like 2009 through 2013 was a tough time. It was blowout forums, blog TV, $3.50 per team for breaks. It was LeBron autographs for like $250. It's just different times. So I think that's the cool part about what we have and what you guys are talking about is like this community is so tight knit. It's like it's amazing. So like when people complain, it's like I think it's ridiculous. You want to complain? I'll take you back to 2009 through 2013. That was a rough time to be a collector. And the post-recession, America was like, and the world, like obviously, but America was like in the shitter. To be frank,
we're getting there now too.
We're getting there now, but it's like there's still so much money and collectors and like quality people in the hobby.
I will agree with you that there are definitely a lot of collectors. I will push back a little bit on, I don't know who truly collects anymore and who truly is just buying at 80% comps and trying to move it to the next person. Because, and I'm not going to reveal any names here, I know of a lot of people who are buying on Instagram who then turn around and sell a repack or such like a backyard or anything else. And there's a lot of people I know who do this, who I assume they're doing it because, hey, they make a quick buck, or maybe dude, it's just so crazy. Like there's a lot of individuals who are not sharing that information who do buy for repacks. And it just feels like there's no collecting in that space because the goal is very simple: to get this item, to move it to this repack, for someone to gamble on it, to then maybe hit the big hit, and then that item goes back into circulation again, where it's most likely going to be bought again for less than eBay comps and cycle its way back into another repack. So that is the only thing I will really push back on, because to me, and the liquidity in the hobby today, or the industry as I like to call it, is not great outside of repacks these days.
I feel you on that, but like that goes back to what I said. Like there's room for a lot of different varieties and like cups of tea in this hobby. Those people that are doing that, let's be real, like they're collecting money. I mean,
yeah, collecting paychecks. Yeah,
but that's the difference, right? Like I think I sell stuff too, but I also collect. Like that's where you got to draw the line. Like, look at that jersey in the background of your thing, and then your Atlanta Braves championship thing. Like there's something that there with those items behind you at some level. They're like for my Rogers signed jersey. It's like there's that, which I think a lot of people identify with more. Right? They don't identify with all the wins and like I made $20 million. Like that's why I don't really talk about money as much on the channel unless we're doing something really risky and just having fun with it. But like usually it's just very like. But I get what you mean. And you know what, man, the repack thing is like a big topic right now. A lot of content's being made on that, which is interesting.
Listen, and first off, if Jay's screen's a little blurry, apologies. Like it just happens. Like that's either his internet or StreamYard. It happens. So apologies. This is a podcast. You're not watching us. It's okay.
Oh, they're not going to see us?
No, they'll see us, but like it's fine.
Wait, how blurry am I?
You're a little boring. I have a face for podcasting, but like only like the audio kind. You don't want to look
Okay,
at it.
okay.
It makes sense.
Anyway, keep going.
So we had Austin on NPT cards 2 or 3 weeks ago, and Austin, dude, I love him. He's such a nice guy, super friendly, gave a lot of insight into the repacking world just from his perspective. And I mean, he's obviously not the number one repacker. Obviously, that'd be incredible if he was, but he's someone who is a real player in that industry. He's just one person. So you think about all these kind of either price points or budgets or companies that run these, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars, if not close to 7 figures, either weekly or bi-weekly or monthly spent, really kind of popping up an industry that if they vanish would probably drop another 30 or 40% almost instantaneously because of how much liquidity they offer people and then like are able to cycle items out.
I got a question for both of you.
Go for it.
Let's say that repacking didn't exist and the card market was obviously adjusting. How would that affect cards if there was no repacks and nobody buying at those percentages? I don't have an answer. I'm
I think
curious.
they would just be lower, right? I mean, prices would just go down. You have to auction stuff at that point, and whatever it goes for, it goes for.
Yeah, I would say the cards drop instantaneously 30% again, because someone is basically gambling on those repacks because there's belief that they have a higher chance of maybe not making their money back, but like enjoying like the thrill of opening a pack or a card or gambling. Their ceiling is much lower, but the floor is significantly higher on a good repack versus a box of cards. Because let's be real, if you're opening a pack or a box of Topps Chrome Update, let's say, I don't know, that's $200, $250, maybe $300 these days. You might hit $20 worth of stuff. You might hit a base auto of a pitcher who like sells for $3 and a couple number cards that sell for $5 to $6 each. It's like, well, shit, this is worthless. I lost 90% of my money. Versus a decent repack, let's say that's $250, where the ceiling might be $1,000, but the floor might be $150. So, and once again, I guess I'm advocating for repacks, but not intentionally. This is just my thoughts, and you can take it or leave it as you want. I don't know. I can see the appeal for both. I am a notorious ripper of Japanese baseball, which I've accidentally created a market for, which we can talk about. But in terms of like actual like continuous product being opened, I steer away from both.
I don't know the market of it that well, to be honest with you. I'm going to learn. I'm learning now.
About like what repackers are doing or
yeah. I don't know the business for it. Like I know obviously it exists and like I just don't know like the buying process or how they sell or anything. I don't know how that works.
So let me ask you something, and maybe it's a little bit different for you, and we'll get into the more influencer content creator side as well. When was the last time you sold an item for full asking price or full sticker price or full comps? When was the last time that happened for you?
Honestly, I sold my Tom Brady autograph over the weekend for $3,500, which I was shocked. But it was out of 5. It was a nice card, but Brady autographs, like they're trending. It just depends which one, but it was a more desirable one because it was out of 5. I sold for $3,500 and I thought that was pretty good because I really wanted 5. I asked 5 and I was going to take 3. So I got $3,500, which I was pretty impressed. But like, I don't know, in terms of full value, I don't know, man. Like I really, unless it's like that Wemby that I just like experimented with and bought, I really like to buy between $20 and like $1,000 right now. And even $20 to $500 is fun to deal with. Like you buy something for $280, you sell it for $350. That's how it used to be. You'd buy something for $80, you sell it for $120. You'd buy a Kobe autograph for $80 and sell it for like $120 if someone really wanted it. Remember, I mean, I don't know if you guys remember, Kobe autographs were cheap.
They were so cheap.
I mean,
$80. I remember that was my favorite price point to buy Kobe Bryant autograph Paninis. It was, and he had that stinking 24 sticker because they were freaking out about him not signing him or something. But you buy it for like 75 to 80 and sell it for 120. Like that was like magic.
Dude, before Kobe passed away, so this is early 2020 or late 2019, I guess. Like you could buy on-card Kobe autos, maybe not the most desired brands, but pretty nice ones for $150 to $200, and they would be nice. They wouldn't be the greatest thing in the world. You wouldn't get flawless, but once Kobe passed away, once COVID happened, and like everyone was just kind of bored, I legitimately do not think you can get a Kobe auto from like Panini for under $1,000, even if it was a sticker. I would have to check, but I really cannot imagine the cheapest Kobe auto that you would want to own would be under $1,000. Maybe you can get like a score one, like with questionable authenticity, but like, you know, it's not really the same. Just kind of crazy. Moving through though, so obviously Jay, hey, you have a YouTube channel, you're super popular online. What has been your like favorite experience you've had, either because of the content you created or like interaction you've had with like a subscriber or fan that like you were able to like bring to life because of content creation?
There's a couple. First off, I'll say the community interaction with like the kids. I like being around like elevating the hobby for the younger kids, because it reminds me of myself being in the hobby. Those are always my favorite moments. And then interacting with my community, like my subscribers, they'll tell me cool stories. They'll give me really amazing gifts, or they'll share like some part of their personal life where they got through something. And like, I really identify with that because I was bullied in high school. And then a couple other things, like I was made fun of for collecting cards, which is really hard for me. When I was in high school, and all the people now are like, oh, those people are probably laughing, asking about cards. And like, actually they do, it's funny. But I was really like, it was hard for me to be a collector. And like, I see kids now that like, they remind me of myself, but it's like, it's cool for them to collect now. So I think it's great. Like, that's the mix and match. I feel like I see when it was hard for me between 14 and 17, those were tough ages for me. I played football, I was in school, and there was just a lot of pressure, and I was trying to do really well and also collect. And then people weren't appreciating the hobby. So like, when I see subscribers share like their struggles and how the hobby helped them, or if my video inspired them, like that's always really cool. And then this one I will mention, like this kid I met, his name was Jack Sawyer. He passed away. I met him when I was on my tour. He was dying of cancer, and in the last month, and he was battling cancer during my tour. And one of his like things was to want to meet me, and we interacted, and just he was just like I still think about him. He's like the life of like why, and the fact that he wanted to meet me as one of his like wishes and like want to open cards with me. I don't know, man. It's bigger than the cards and the deals, It's so much bigger. Like that kid and his parents, they waited for me, and we were filming, and they're like, the mom came over and she's like, my son really wants to meet you. His name's Jack. And I met him, and I'll never forget that, man. And that kid, he passed away about 2 weeks ago. He was in his early teens, and like, I don't know, man. It's just stuff like that where this hobby can bring me in touch with somebody like that I can bring joy to, and also like they can change my life and change like my perspective, and like make me think like, out of all the BS that we talk about in the hobby, like that's the story I'd rather focus on and like embrace and like live, like let him live on through me. Like his legacy, like I want to live through that and like pass it on and like share the story of his life, versus cards and deals and comps and repacks and all this stuff comes and goes,
Damn, that went to a place I was not expecting. And obviously a wonderful, give me a second. Damn. Yeah, I don't know, man. That is the first time in a while that I'm truly speechless. I mean, I am very touched by what you said. I don't know if there's a way that someone like me who would want to donate or can donate, if there's anything still available for people. If you could send me the link after this, I'm gonna put it in the description. I'm gonna donate if there is something, which would be amazing. Damn. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's tough. Obviously we take ourselves fuck. Dude, this is tough. You have you brought the mood down to a place that is wonderful, because that is incredible of you, and like I think that alone, that experience by itself, I hope you never forget. I hope you're able to like cherish and appreciate that. every single day because it just puts shit in perspective. Like we joke around about sports trading cards, and like we're able to sit here and talk for half an hour, hour and a half, whatever it ends up being, about something we all love, and someone who was facing the literal end of their life decided they wanted to spend time with you and just open a pack of cards, man. Like thank you for sharing that. Damn, you have changed the mood entirely, but I think for the better. And all we can do is just like smile and understand the shit is not that serious.
Yeah. I mean, man, it's like, it just makes you appreciate what we do have, bro. You know what I mean? Gratitude. And like, you'll see it at the next Dallas show. You'll feel something. You'll see like a kid, and just like find yourself in that kid in some direction or way, you know? You both have it in you. Like, I'm sure you see these kids, or like you see someone making a dumb mistake. You're like, oh my gosh, I remember being that age.
Yeah.
The issue is I don't, because I got into cards at 18. I've always been aggressive. I've always been shocking, right?
You and Basketball Card Paradise, David.
Uh,
I would pay money to see you guys sit down and do like blind deals.
I love Woods. Woods is one of my best friends in all
Woods is-
sports cards.
Woods is amazing, and Card Junkie.
Yeah, they are such a good partnership. Woods is a very good salesman, by the way.
Yeah,
He lays it on very thick though, and I'm his friend. I like to imagine I'm his friend. I don't know. Maybe if we don't make deals, we're not friends. But I have called him out, like, dude, you are like you're too aggressive on this. Like, back off right now. And I think he maybe took a little offense to that, but I called him out on it. I am someone who grew up in a very aggressive household. I'm the youngest of 4 boys. I grew up in New Jersey.
Oh,
So like that is like double aggressiveness to start. And my pops was old school New York. So like it was very much like eat or be eaten mentality. And good or bad, that's what I grew up in. I love it. I love my family. I'm super close with them. But yeah, dude, I'd be lying to you if I didn't say that intensity is not led into my sports trading card world, where I can be kind of a jerk, but it's only because I'm very critical of things because it is a way of showing love. And I think I'm the first one, or one of the only people who like will genuinely call out stuff I don't like. And I don't really care what happens because there's no consequence to it. And I think an interaction with Woods is really funny in that way because I will butt heads with him and then like we'll make a deal and everything will be fine.
Oh
but
my gosh.
Woods a character. I definitely am part of the issue as well. But I think this podcast in itself really kind of shines a light on, this is just like, dude, you my fiance is like, you're kind of loud a lot. I'm like, this is who I am, which is hilarious that my fiance is just like, yeah, you are, dude, you're on another level sometimes. Like, I can't help it. Like, this is just who I am now.
All right, I want to ask you both questions since we're on this gratitude kind of like experience thing. What is your guys' favorite memory from, because we're wrapping up 2023, favorite hobby memory or experience in sports cards that you guys can think of? Mine was the Jack thing.
Ever
Yeah.
or this year?
This in 2023, like this last year, 300 something days, 330 something days, whatever it is.
I would say I think this last national, not only because I did the best like personally, but I think it was the first time I actually like walked around and like enjoyed talking to people I've met more than the dealing part. I think previously I definitely focused more on the dealing part, but this is the first year I really appreciated and met people I didn't know, talked to people I have known, kind of just enjoyed the experience more. So I'd say that.
That's
That
a
was
good
cool.
one. I'm going to piggyback off you because the first thing I thought of was the National and the experience there. I mean, you guys hosted a trade night with Rob, sports car therapist, was ultimately very there. And that was cool. That experience of like meeting with and like seeing collectors who you knew or like met online and like, hey, you're actually a human being. Like, let's have a conversation. That's nice. That's very pleasant. You know, I look back at all of the year of deals I've done, like none of them stick out to me like as super duper crazy. What does stick out though is this past Dallas show, Lane, who was actually on our podcast last week now at this point.
LJK Cards Lane.
Yeah, I love Lane.
Lane's awesome. He was like one of the first people I ever talked to in Dallas. I didn't know anybody.
Lane is just a pleasant person through and through. He's super friendly, super approachable when he wants to be. Just like a good person, and someone who I'm very happy to have as a friend. He ended up getting the penthouse accidentally in Dallas. They gave it to him, like, I guess it just was not booked, and they gave it to him. And it was just like us, Liam. Oh my god, I forgot Liam's Instagram.
Lily Graffs.
Lily. Yeah.
Lily
Yep.
Graffs. I know him.
Liam's super down to earth. Some of the guys from Alt were there. Chris Jackson and
Jackson.
Yep, Matt, National Treasurer,
National Treasure, Matt Levine. I know all these people. It's awesome.
Yeah, it's almost like when you're good and you have like that good energy to them, like you want them to be around, like around your peers. Porzingis collector Jay was there, his cousin Jordan. Who else? There were a couple people I met that whose names I'm forgetting. But like it was like 8 to like 10 of us just bullshitting in the penthouse, laughing, hanging out. Some deals were made. Lane ball for repacks for Leighton. Alt was trying to close a couple deals, like, but it was not card focused. It was people focused. Like, hey, we're all like-minded individuals. We're bullshitting here. Like, dude, I laughed my ass off. We just like hung out. I did not go to a single trade night that entire Dallas experience, and I am much happier as a result. And I will remember that much more than any deal I did at that show, which was fine, because even now, not even a month later, I could not tell you any deal I did at that show, but I can tell you that I really enjoyed myself hanging out with my friends and just being part of something that I really loved. And I'm very grateful for that.
Dude, I love that you shared that. Both you guys shared on, like, you got to interact with the community, and like when you meet that Instagram person, you don't know their face. I don't experience it as much anymore because like usually they recognize me, and then I introduce myself and they're like, oh, I know who you are. But I was like, in my mind, I'm thinking, I want to know your username. But you know, that first time when you associate the face with the Instagram name, it hasn't happened in years because we just keep seeing each other.
Yep.
It's been like 2 years since I've experienced it. Actually, no, I experienced it like a super collector, a Jamal Crawford super collector that I had known for years. I was like, oh my gosh. But I love that you both shared about that because it's the relationships.
It's so interesting to me that, like, I mean, hobby drama and Instagram in general is just like, it's not real. But
that's drama, not content.
Yes.
I had to say it. All right, keep going.
It's fine. When there's drama on Instagram or even Facebook, like nothing actually does happen to that person who's like involved in the drama or did something wrong. But it's ironic in a way, and I keep on snapping. It's ironic in a way because someone who is a notable high-end dealer was getting a lot of crap because I was actually trying to figure out who this person was, like, had they been to shows recently? And after talking with a lot of collectors who had dealt with him or will not deal with him anymore, it's so interesting to me that like the online presence of that person has basically vanished. And now even their physical like ability to be at shows is probably in question as well because of how much they've managed to cause a ruffle online. You have to really do something bad or be continuously bad to deal with for me to notice, like, oh, hey, you used to be very popular online, now you're gone. And oh, you've not been to shows in a while. Oh, that's interesting. Maybe you're finally learning the mistakes of like what you've done, or maybe not. I don't know. It's super. Hobby drama just is hilarious to me because nothing really notable comes out of it 99.9% of the time.
I feel like most of the time it's happening when there's like not very many shows and people just want to pick up something to talk about. Like right now, like they're picking up like this repack and there's like a bazillion different Instagram accounts posting about it. And it's like, because they're like, everyone's bored and they want to pick up something, like, versus like, why don't people talk about like Christmas time and like cards and like what your grail is before the end of the year, what, like, reflect on the year, like what did you pick up that you enjoyed? Like, why don't people should make like content about that. But obviously I get what you mean. Like, yo, honestly, this has been the rule since the beginning. the blowout forums is a perfect example. I love the blowout forums, and the hobby polices itself very well. But I will say the hobby forgets as well.
Yep.
Like
Dude,
I'm not gonna go crazy here. I'm gonna tape myself.
Jay,
Go crazy.
Jay,
I've seen people who scammed, and I've seen them at shows walking, and it's like nothing happened. And
It's
I'm
crazy.
thinking,
It makes no sense.
I mean,
Jay, if you want to name names,
I'm not
I will
naming
match you. So we're
no,
gonna
no,
go
no,
down.
no, 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 no. We're not doing that.
Damn
Let's
it.
just keep it. We'll just keep it anonymous. All right.
Oh man, dude,
so-
I'm going to go down Titanic style. Like you could be Jack and I could be Rose. Like
No,
we can,
no.
we can sing together. It's fine.
We'll keep it together. So I will say on your point, it is interesting though, because when someone really messes up, some of them do disappear. Like I don't know, that guy, God, I'm almost gonna say the name. Okay. People disappear, and in my mind, I'm thinking they must have done some really bad stuff to not want to come back. Like they can't show their face because of something they've done or something like that, right?
One name, and sorry for the little edit there. That I kind of brought up earlier in the podcast, and I'll just say it here: sports car therapist Rob. I like Rob a lot. Rob is a good person. Now, sports car therapist, the Instagram entity, eBay or YouTube account podcast is different, but the person I really like, and for him to unfortunately lose, at least at this moment in time, years of work and goodwill and all the stuff over shilling cards, which is definitely not good, but I can think of a lot worse things, is crazy. And as of recording today, so this is November 28th.
Did he delete his account or something?
So his Instagram is deactivated, his YouTube is wiped, his
Really?
Apple and Spotify are gone.
Holy.
I don't know what that process would look like to reactivate that stuff. I think in this instance, his apology was worse than his crime because the apology was bad. He probably should have let things lie for a day or two or three and then prepared something. I don't know.
Wow,
But
there's nothing left on his page. I'm shocked.
Oh,
I didn't even know.
he's
All
not-
I heard about with this was that he bid on some stuff, and then I thought I didn't hear anything else. Like he bid on some of his PC cards, but I didn't know that they deleted or it was that. I didn't even understand what was going on.
years of work, hours and hours and hours of the identity of sports car therapist is wiped away due to Eli Manning Prism cards or Select cards. It's crazy. Like I really do feel bad for him as a person.
Yeah,
which
I've met him
is
a couple of times. He's always been. I literally was on his podcast like 2 years ago. He was always pretty nice.
super pleasant in person. Kai, can you confirm that
Yeah, I
you've
can
worked with
vouch.
him?
Very good dude. Probably one of the nicest dudes I've met in cards, honestly.
Like good person, bad decision, did not deserve to lose everything, but
Yeah.
he also did it to himself. He willingly took down his podcast and YouTube and Instagram.
Was he just getting so much flack that he deleted it, or was there a reason he deleted it? I don't know any of that.
Maybe there was more stuff that could have been found and he tried to just get ahead of it. I don't know. I'm speculating at that point, so don't tell me that I'm wrong.
I'll chime in on something. So I have no idea about card porn, but I found out late that account was removed. But I feel like when that account was up, I feel like it was easier to understand what happened because there was no I feel like that story or whatever didn't get broadcast. Or I don't really watch content about that stuff, but I must have missed the mark because it's not like there's not some page. I was never a thing for whatever card porn was doing because it was very dramatic and whatever. But I think there's not a central page that tells us this happened. I didn't even know what was going on.
I think Sports Card Radio did a decent breakdown of it.
Who are they? No, I'm just kidding.
Nah, yeah. How does it feel also that subscriber wise, you are, I believe, number 3 or 4 in terms of total subscribers on YouTube for sports cards? That's pretty crazy that you are confidently in the top 10, probably in the top 5.
I mean, we're transitioning from that last topic, so it was nice. All right.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's good. That was a good transition. So,
Thank
I think it's awesome. I think I'm definitely in that top. I would say top 10. But yeah, it's just YouTube's a grind for sure. And David and I have talked about this, Bloodstein, about analytics and what we can do to improve the channel. I've gotten less tied into my views and more tied into quality content and making things I like and then giving back to the community with my resource of just trying to like bring everybody together. But yeah, it's been pretty cool to get in that, to obviously gain the traction.
Have you gotten any opportunities from like Panini or Topps or any sports league as a result of like your YouTube standing, or like as an influencer in general, or is it more like affiliate deals or small stuff, like anything like you have been able to not gain, but anything you've been able to experience as a content creator that you would not be able to otherwise?
The New York Mets, man, that was the coolest thing. Like they reached out to me. I was in their team store. I was at a random New York Mets game, and one of the guys came up. He's like, "Can I help you?" And I said, "No, I'm good. I'm just looking around. These cards are pretty cool." And he's like, "Okay." And then he walks like, "Can I help you?" And then I said, "No, I'm just looking." And he's like, "Are you on YouTube?" And then I talked to him. He put me with a market. He's like, "We want to do something with you." And I think 4 months later, I'm at the Dodgers Mets game with a field pass, like 6 hours before the game, and I'm showing off the Mets memorabilia store and their baseball cards, and on field, just experiencing that, and got like a 1 day kind of like, I call it a 1 day contract, but it was like a 1 day just being an influencer with the Mets and showing their game use program on like a baseball belt. You like game use, so when a ball's hit, they put the hologram and they sell it in the store. So I got to sit behind the MLB Authenticator. It was one of the coolest experiences. I like that better than like any card deal I've ever, besides, okay, Cade Cunningham with Whatnot was really cool. And then Derek Jeter with Arena Club. I guess those are pretty cool. But the Mets was like, no hobby person like had tapped like that into that part of the sports world. So I thought it was interesting. And I'm a big game used autograph collector. So I thought it was really cool.
What did you do with Cade Cunningham? Because I actually was not aware of this.
Yeah, so Whatnot did a deal with him, and he opened cards with us. He was actually really interested in the cards. I'm sure he would. I mean, if people brought it up to him, he'd remember it, because we basically opened Flawless with him, and introduced him to the hobby and auctioned some stuff for Cade's Closet for his charity. So we were helping promote his charity as well in the thing, and he signed a bunch of stuff for giveaways on Whatnot.
Were they PSA 9 autos though, or BGS 9s, or how's that work?
You know what? The grapher and me, I feel like everyone there was like, all right, we'll just get him to sign, in this black Sharpie. And I'm just like, then I'm testing the markers. I'm like, everything's got to be done like this. And I put the jerseys out. I was like, make sure the pens are prepped. And I was basically setting up this signing station for him. And then when he was auctioning stuff, I would grab the phone and show him with the item, because I'm like, we got to sell this stuff. He signed it just now.
Kind of going off that, I know a lot of your older, I don't know about a lot, but you did a lot more content with like graphing back in the day. How'd you kind of not transition fully, but like more towards cards than graphing?
Yeah.
I always collected cards, man. It just wasn't really the content. Like I have old videos. Like my first channel has so much gold on it. I'm gonna do a video react to my old videos. But I always enjoyed collecting autographs and meeting the players. And if the player wasn't cool, like I didn't want to collect their cards.
Yeah.
So that was always a plus. Like I met Donovan Mitchell his rookie year. He was actually really cool. Signed a couple things. I'll never forget it. And then like I had Dame or KD recognize me in like 3 different cities and finally be like, yo, what's your name, man? I see you everywhere. And like it was like that, like where I was like, all right, I like this. And he knows I'll keep it. Like I have a Kevin Durant signed basketball in my closet that like priceless. He put my name.
All right, real quick, because you said it, I'm going to tee you up for it. Who was the nicest pro athlete to you, and who was the most like jerk? Like who would like you never collect now, like if you could avoid it?
The nicest was, man, that's a great question. Jeff Green.
No way.
Ironically, that guy would sign anything you want. He went to Georgetown. He was on the OKC Thunder. He was just one of the nicest guys.
I know who he is, yeah.
And then Jarrett Jack gave me his shoes when he was with the Warriors. He was really cool. And then Steven Jackson had given me some of his mixtapes one time, and like just like took a liking to my personality and how aggressive I was for an autograph. I've had some fun memories, man. Like, I don't know. I had Damian Lillard. Like, I've had some fun interactions with him where he chirped back at me, and I'm like, well, if I was selling your stuff, like, why do I have all this on my wall? I still have it too. And he's like, all right. And then Damian Lillard, like, I swear he never forgot that. But like, I don't know. I'd say that those list of players were cool. Do you want to know the worst?
Yes, that
drum roll.
Nice is great. Nice sells, but not nice is more interesting.
Oh, and meeting Kobe was incredible. I cried when I met Kobe 2 times. And I still have the autographs. LeBron James is not Very nice. When I was 14, I'm going to tell this story as quick as I can. I'm 14 years old. I'm waiting for LeBron James, Chris Bosh, and Dwayne Wade all walk out at the same time of this restaurant. And my friends and I were trying to get their autographs. Everyone, it was the Miami Heat, man. They were it was such a big deal, that team. LeBron was killing it too. I think Miami Heat LeBron's like my favorite. But he walks out and I look, I'm like, yo, LeBron, I've been waiting for a while. Can I please get a picture with you? And he looks at me and like puts like kind of like taps and he's like, nah, bro, I'm tired. And I was just like, so LeBron was tough. He's not a big autograph signer. He's like in the Upper Deck family, which like is, if you're with Upper Deck, you're pretty much tough to get an autograph from. It's like the rule of thumb. Tiger, LeBron, Jordan. Gretzky's nice though. Gretzky's like the nicest guy ever.
It's so funny. So basically, you just gave ammo to anyone who says MJ's the GOAT because they were mean to you. Because LeBron was mean to you.
No, gosh darn it. It goes MJ, Kobe, LeBron. And you know what? If I take LeBron's, how I feel about LeBron treating me and not signing autographs for 14 years straight when I tried for his autograph, it was just like, I tried for LeBron so many times. He's just not it's nothing personal. He's just not a good autograph signer. I'm sure maybe toward the end of his career, he might sign. Kobe was a tough autograph for a while, and then he went through his stuff and like became a signer. It ebbs and flows.
I'm more annoyed that you said Kobe, or you said MJ, Kobe, LeBron. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, because I watched Kobe play against the Sacramento Kings when I was a kid, and he dominated. And I mean, LeBron, if he wins another championship, like you could have an argument.
I agree with Jay's order 100%.
I hate both of you. You're both wrong.
What is your top three if it wasn't those guys? Do you have a different order?
I have it as MJ, LeBron, Kobe. Not Kobe. Kobe. Oh god, where would Kobe be like?
Oh my god, you're not ranking Kobe in the top three.
No, absolutely not. I would need to think about this more.
Are you biased? Are you biased to a Boston Celtics player, Bill Russell?
No, I wouldn't put Russell at 3. I think like you have an argument for Kareem at 3. You could put Magic possibly at 3 or 4.
Do you know who I put at 5?
What'd you say?
Do you know who I put at 5?
Who do you put at 5?
DeMarcus Cousins.
Okay, yeah. You know what? Now I've heard everything I need to hear. Oh, speaking.
Where do you rank Curry? Wait. Actual question for both of you. Where do you rank Steph Curry in the top whatever NBA? What would you put him at anything? What number is he?
He's got to be top 15, top 10 now, right?
I was gonna say like 12 to 15 range, but like if you put him in your top 10,
I think he'll end up like
9,
top 5 through 10 ish.
Yeah, I still think I agree with both of you, but I also think this is something fun to bring up. This is my opinion. I feel like most kids want to be like Steph Curry right now. They don't want to be like LeBron.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, kids you see El Kobe at the basketball courts.
That's us.
I know that.
And now it's Curry.
Yeah. So I mean,
and then what about Luka? What's going on with Luka?
I don't know. I have to not like him to sound like Trae Young, but I don't know. I don't think he's that like likable besides Mavs fans. But I
thought Luka was so marketable and he was crushing. Like, what happened to him?
I don't know. They just don't win. Like, I don't know.
I mean, Kai, you could have had Luka on your team, and I'll put up a picture of him in the Hawks cap here, just to annoy you if you ever watch this, but you won't.
Trae Young made me money. I'll never forget this.
Trae Young has.
Trae Young beat the Knicks, and I had 4 cards, and I cashed out right after that series.
You cannot buy a Trae Young card now at any price point to be confident.
Why is that? Why doesn't he just
because you can't sell it? Like
Trae Young's market is for his talent. Trae Young's a very good player, by the way. For his talent, he has the fucking worst market in all sports cards.
Why?
I don't know. His market is continuously shilled. There is no. I do not feel confident buying his cards at any prices, and he is actually very talented. It's just one of those things.
I'd rather buy Shea than Trae.
I mean, yeah, no shit.
Wait, no shit, of course. Okay, so I have a question now. What are the top 3 most liquid basketball players, current players, right now?
I mean, It's got to be like
LeBron.
LeBron, Curry,
Yeah,
like
LeBron,
no
Curry.
young guys really. I mean, like Chet's stuff is doing really good, but I wouldn't say he's liquid.
What
I
about
would consider.
Giannis?
Yeah, I would consider Giannis
Giannis,
liquid, Jokic liquid,
like,
SGA is pretty liquid.
Isn't it crazy? I wouldn't even call Durant liquid right now.
Durant? Oh my God.
Mm.
Don't even get me started on Durant. I used to buy that stupid Topps rookie, the white border one. I bought it from MPT Cards. Luckily we both won. But I remember doing a deal with him for like $400 to $700 on those dang PSA 7 rookies in Dallas in our Airbnb. And I thought I was like, these are the best cards I've ever owned. Oh my God. I sold them immediately.
As long as you made money there.
Wait, can I tell you one of my worst buys?
Go for it.
Go for it.
Oh, you guys are going to love this. I think I still have it in my safe. There's 2 of them, but I'll tell you about the one that I just need to share. Do you remember when the LeBron James Lakers first jersey card, the Prism card? I paid $800 for that card.
No, you didn't.
Yeah,
Wait,
and I kept it down until it hit like 300. And I sold it for 250. And I sent PSA 40 of those raw, and I got rid of them immediately, and I lost some money. I had to pay. I didn't want the order back from PSA. That's how bad it was. I didn't even film it. I was embarrassed. It had LeBron's and it had the second-year Lukas. And remember when everyone was like, "Oh, it's his third-year color match." I had a yikes PSA order.
You remember the LeBron Revolution, right? His first one in a Lakers uniform.
Oh my God, that card! I feel like
pop was like 40,000, I think, or something crazy.
I believe Nady
Yeah.
Oh my
sent
God.
like 2,000 of them in.
No, more than that. I think he sent like tens of thousands.
Could he have been the entire pop report for it? I mean, not obviously, but like,
Those got like backdoored or something, a bunch of them, and tons of them just got graded.
And then you just sold them.
oh,
Yeah.
he sold them. I imagine, and I'm sure he made a ton of money on them.
I think people were buying them for like pennies and grading them for $15 or whatever, and then selling them for like 40.
Yeah, I mean, right now, I was just curious. Those sell for $21.
That
For
LeBron,
reference-
that stupid LeBron card.
Yep, that LeBron Revolution, LeBron Revolution first Laker card sells for $21 at PSA 10, which is the same price as a Trae Young Prism Rookie PSA 10.
I was selling Trae Young PSA 10 and 9 rookies for like $400 to $700. And I had I had all the Trae Young rookies because of freaking autographing. I was trying to get him to sign a bunch.
Was he a good person or was he bad?
He signed for me one time at 2 a.m. when the team came in. He was actually pretty cool.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
Okay, wait. Okay, I'm gonna tell you guys three numbers and 3 players that I'll never forget as long as I collect. All right, Luka card number 280, PSA 10. I remember that was $1,500. That's the first one.
That's the base Prism Rookie, right?
Yeah, the second one is a Zion base Prism Rookie PSA 10, which was about 750 to 800. And the third card is Fernando Tatis, his rookie, PSA 10 Series 2, which I spot for 70. That was the one win I did have. I bought like 75 of them for 60 to 70 bucks each and was flipping them for between 250 and 500 each. Tatis was my moneymaker until he started doing whatever the frick he was doing. I got out of him. But those 3 cards I think about a lot.
So for reference, I only checked one of these. Luka base Prism 10s, $200. Silvers, last one sold for $1,260 yesterday.
That was like a
I did not
$10,000 card. The silver
Dude,
10.
when Luka hit the 3 in the bubble to beat the Clippers, that is probably the best moment in his career. That's probably the best moment in his career, give or take.
We were in Dallas during that, weren't we? No.
That was like in the middle of COVID. I think people were still, maybe Dallas show was going on, but like maybe people were not traveling at that time. When he hit that 3, base Prism 10s were $2,000 and silvers, I believe, were $6 to $7K. And that was the apex of his market. Maybe the apex of his career at this moment in time. It's up for interpretation. It's really a moment. Those are down a lot of money. Like, it's super scary.
I couldn't buy that Lucas silver for $1,200. I wouldn't pay $500 for it. I'd rather take that $1,200 and buy a Tiger Woods auto and like lose a little bit of money. Like, that card just seems like a trap still.
those, dude, like those cards exist. Like these, like very common prisms or selects, non-numbered silvers or base just exist as cash adjacent items and deals.
They
Like,
sell though. They sell. I feel like we move them. The LeBron James Chrome Rookie moves no matter what.
Well, yeah, LeBron does, but like the Lucas or the Zions or SGA, like any player in the last 5 or so years who has like a ton of silvers or base or whatever, 9s or 10s, they just exist as cash adjacent items where you take them back in deals, you sell them for 80% or 85% if you're lucky, and you get the cash. They're one step away from cash at any moment in time. They hold no actual value. They hold no intrinsic value. They have no collector value. They exist as a way to get to cash. And if I move my most expensive item right now for 100 of those Luka base Prism 10s or whatever, I'd be perfectly okay with it because I'm like, oh, cool. I got my number in cash. I just have to move these basically junk items. These have no actual value to them whatsoever.
They're like add-ons to deals, so you can make your bigger card bring the price down. That's what I did with the Wemby. Okay, so for you guys, you got to tell me a card that somebody was buying during COVID, and you guys in your mind were like, "This is a horrible idea."
Bol.
Hey, he could still be good.
That's a really good one.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah,
I have no idea. All right, what about you? A player or a card?
I mean, I remember Rui's stuff got crazy for a while. Rui Hachimura.
Yes, he's all right, but he's not a star.
Yeah, he was pretty bad, or his stuff was pretty brutal. Colin Sexton stuff was really expensive for a while.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Oh my god.
Kevin Knox.
Yeah. I mean, I was buying Cam Reddish. I did well on some of them, but he's still actually not that bad. But his stuff just tanked.
I mean, it took him like 3 years to actually get like a decent role on the Lakers. I mean, on
Yeah.
any team, actually, I should say. I mean,
But all those mid-tier, like 2017 to 2021 guys, like everything was crazy out of the gate. And then you actually saw what they were as a player, and it's like, well, it's a $10 card now, you know?
Well, it's like the Otto Porters. Like, even when I collected when Otto Porter was coming out of Georgetown, like, I thought he was going to be good. And Anthony Bennett, like, I still collected during those guys. Like, I thought they were going to be good. Giannis
Dude,
was like a nobody.
Well, the problem is like the price when they first get released now is everything, all the success is baked into it rather than when we first started. What their prices ended up being is where they started at, like $10, $20 for those cards, and you can invest in them. But now you can't do that. It's just not possible.
Well, you assume once something comes out, it goes down.
Yeah, exactly.
I would kill for a half decent product to be available before the start of the season. Like, how much fun would Select be, or Optic? Prism, I don't expect to ever be available before the season, so it's fine. But like an Optic or a Select, like a product that actually has like good value and like can continue to hold good value down the line, those available during the preseason or right before the season tipped off. How actually good would that be? Because then you could, if you really believe in the player, like he went to your college, or like, oh hey, I like his game, and you could actually like invest in the wrong word, but like buy into his stuff at like okay prices, and if he comes out and does well, you can make money. Oh my god, how terrible. Like, it would be incredible if, like, this is never going to happen, by the way, if we skim down a bunch of products. There's a lot of white noise in sports cards, and that's, dude, our second episode ever on this podcast was about the white noise. If there was 10 or 15 products and you got to pick and choose them, it would be perfectly fine, because there's so much garbage that's available that does not actually need to exist.
Well, it's quantity over quality, and it's because Zion and Ja, they milked it out. Like, remember that? Hoops Premium Stock 12, Hoops Premium Prism Stock, or whatever the hell they're making.
Excuse me, Jay. I'll have you know that I'm offended that you don't like NBA Hoops Premium Edition China exclusive Asia Parallel first off the line.
You gotta show Jay the top or whatever, the Don Russ like emoji cards.
Oh my god, we're gonna go down the emoji route again.
Have you ever seen
Do you
those?
know about
Jay?
this card?
It's Don Russ, and I guess they just got so bored that they just started putting random emojis as like the parallel on the border. I don't know if you've seen those.
That's interesting. I will say the timetable on releases is really bad.
It's awful. It's probably
And the price
worst.
points are horrible. I don't know how some of the card shops do it, buying wax and then it goes down. That's scary. Like, I'm glad I don't own a shop. Oh my gosh. Let's see it. What the hell
Yeah,
are
I'm gonna
these?
find a good picture. But Star one is fine. I want to say like 100. Oh, there's one. 100 emoji, Jalen Hurts. Oh yeah, super cool.
Dude, somebody got lazy.
It's,
There's like happy face ones. There's what is there?
Fire
There's, like,
fire emoji is funny.
fire emoji ones. It's terrible.
I make this joke every time, and I don't know if it's actually a thing. If there was a poop emoji one or an eggplant emoji, I think I would PC that. So it would just be absurd.
That's weird.
My thing
it's-
is, there's,
I feel like
there's
the gold, man, you want to talk about something that I find interesting is I feel like the gold prisms changed, man.
The eyes. Hang on, this is the eye
like
emoji
less
one.
desirable, or what do you mean?
So stupid.
These are horrible. That's like, see, those are the, gosh, dude, those are horrible.
There's no like end user for them. It's the problem. Like no one.
What emoji is this? Hang on. It's mask?
Yeah.
Fucking mask? Okay, that's actually funny. Is this 2020? Oh, it's 2021. Okay. All right, that's kind of funny. Oh, it's also numbered to 19.
Show us your last 20 purchases.
Okay. I mean, it's gonna be like card supplies and I think some video games. Like,
Let's see what you
okay.
got. This is what you should do. What are you buying? What'd you
Penny
buy?
sleeves,
All right.
Cody Bellinger
Oh, that's-
definitive.
Wait, go back.
That's a steal.
You got that for
I know.
$40? That's unbelievable.
Yeah, dude.
Did you make
Penny
an
sleeve-
offer?
Yeah, he took an offer. Final Fantasy 16, more supplies.
I'm offering
A
41
razor
after
for my
this.
pops. A jersey. Dude, I'll buy
Wait,
shit.
go back
on
up.
eBay.
Go back up. You got that jersey for $383.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
I
He's
moved
not
it to
bad.
I moved it to Jack, Suns Fan 8 for like $4.25 in trade.
Yeah.
All right, yeah.
Keep going.
Supplies. Stratego. Fucking classic.
What is
and
that? card?
This was Acuna, Soto, and Gleyber Torres definitive Dynasty triple patch auto.
It's
Super
sick.
nice.
Dude, you got a steal on that Cody Bellinger. Oh my god.
Supplies.
That's
Garnacho.
crazy.
That didn't work out well.
Wait, go back to the Cody Bellinger. I see what you're buying. So what was he asking on that? Dude, this should be part of the podcast. What are you buying?
Nothing on eBay. I fucking hate
Let me see
eBay.
that. Wait, let me see it. I can't believe it. Maybe one of the best deals I've seen today.
He had it for
$75 the rest of
75
offer, he took 40.
OBO. Oh my
It's
god.
game used.
Yeah.
And he's good.
I mean, hopefully,
That's
sounds like the
that's a
Yankees or something. And
$150, $200 card at a show probably, and you get like $100, $125, $150 for it.
I put it on Instagram at $100 the rest offer because I had another one. Yeah, well,
That's not bad.
it happens.
Do you ever find somebody like that and you go on their eBay and you like see what else they have and then
All the time. That's the
Yeah.
best way to do it. I don't
But
buy
I-
a lot on eBay, but that's if I find someone that has like a cool card, that's what I do. I go on their account and see what else they have.
Man, that was interesting. Okay, that was a good deal, bro. You make
I
me want to hunt on eBay right now.
What's up?
Do you want to show your eBay at all or no?
I'm not signed in, but I can show you some cards. I got
Okay.
this is
Yeah,
like
let's see.
this is just stupid to me. Like I bought this for like $100. It's Ware, Jason Pierre-Paul, Jared Allen.
It's
Oh, that's
unbelievable.
sick.
That card's unbelievable.
It's like you can get that or like a Trey Young or like a Trey Young silver card. Like, come on.
Oh,
Those
You
cards are timeless.
Yeah.
we missed
Like-
some cool stuff on my eBay.
The 101
Oh, that's-
McCutcheon logo, man. It's like
That's
$300,
sick.
$400. Like I don't know. I just feel like you can't get better stuff than that in modern cards.
And it's always liquid too, and you can always
Yeah.
trade it.
So, two things we missed on my eBay that are cool. Game used Curry shoes that were signed that had my gray certs. I paid $3,500 for them. I moved them for $5. And then a Vince Carter Vinsanity auto, paid $1,300 for. And I moved it for like $15, which was cool.
The Curry shoes, you got a really good deal on.
It was an auction. I don't know why you ran that on eBay auction, but
It's crazy how
Sold.
you can. There still are deals you can find on there.
dude, I was out to dinner with my fiance at like a nice restaurant buying these. And I was just laughing.
Do you guys have
And,
go-tos that you look for like every day, or is it just like how many hours do you guys think you spend on eBay?
I have like saved searches. I mean, I'll probably check like 30 minutes a day, maybe. I don't I don't check a lot on eBay, honestly. I'd rather look through like Instagram stories because I think
I
yeah.
check for game used jerseys or game worn jerseys every day, maybe a little bit, just see what's new. I check NFL auctions every day or two. I don't check NBA auctions anymore because they just got bought by Sotheby's or they just merged with them, so it's kind of a mess. Yeah, I check eBay for those probably every day, maybe every other day at the most. Because I like game worn gear and like it. That is the stuff I will actually like keep and collect. And my game worn jersey collection is like 8 or 9 jerseys now at this point, not including the 2 that are above me. Because they're just cooler, and I don't really want to flip jerseys. I will keep them and frame them at some point in time, and that will be like my man cave. And flipping cards is just easier and more fun.
I respect it.
Yeah. All right, Jay, anything else? Any last comments or things that we didn't touch on? We're at like an hour now, so like, I'm not going to keep you all day.
It's been so casual. It's fun. That's cool.
Like
I
that's,
feel like
dude,
we
that's-
heated up. We broke the ice. It took us like 40 minutes.
yeah. I mean, you brought.
You'll
you
edit
brought
this, I'm sure.
Nah, I'll edit it very slightly, like just like where you cut
Yeah.
out a little bit. Like you brought the mood down to something that was like very like incredible and great. Once again, if you can send me the link after this, I'm gonna add either.
Yeah.
I don't know what the
I
link
think
would
they
be
have a
called.
GoFundMe or something,
Thank
or
you.
his family. I'll put it down below.
Yeah, whatever GoFundMe or link is available, I will be donating to that after this once it's shared. If you can, if you want to, if you're able to, I would recommend that as well. That's fucking crazy. And then yeah, it turned into like a casual conversation. That's what I want this all to be. Like this is,
It's cool.
yeah, this entire journey, this was a journey in like the best positive way. So Jay, thank you so much for joining. We really appreciate it. We have some guests lined up for the next coming weeks. I like this style, having people on who like really like have a unique perspective. Dude, it's just this is great. Like I really thank you for letting us interview you. Thank you for joining. All the important stuff. Jay, give us a sign off or something that I can make.
Yeah, I got you. All right, guys. So you know what? Don't forget to subscribe, comment, like this video, and also follow them on Instagram. And we can see if you don't subscribe, and it really hurts our feelings when you guys don't. When we look at the comments and you guys aren't subscribed, so make sure you're subscribed. And also, lastly, we'll see you at the Dallas Card Show in January. We'll see you at Culture Collision in January, and then in February we'll see you at the Burbank Card Show.
I'll be at 2 of those. I'll be at Dallas and I'll be at Burbank.
And I'll get you to Atlanta.
I'm not going to Atlanta. We can have that conversation.
You don't want to miss the basketball game. Ciblas versus Santiago too.
That's gonna be something. All right, thank you so much, man, and we'll see you guys next week with another episode of Sold Too Early.
Boom.
All right.
Yeah.